What is up, everybody? Welcome to a special edition of Weekly Buyer's Guide. We have our dear friend, the world famous Illuminati, underscore, right? That's how you pronounce. It's a silent underscore, or do you pronounce it?
All of it works. It's silent.
Today is going to be a special show, not only because of our wonderful guest, but there's been a lot of DC announcements. So we might go a little bit longer today, and we'll have them in sections. So first will be the Hangout Hall section, which you guys all love, and the live chat, and then we'll do the new releases. Or should we do new releases first or leaks first? What do you think is more fun?
Oh, keep them guessing. Keep them waiting to the end.
Okay.
We got to do the anticipation. We got a little bit of the appetizer, we got the meal, and then we got the dessert. You got to put it with food. Got to pair it right.
And there we go. Captain Underpants, touch that like button. And just touch it once so it's a like. Don't, if you touch it multiple times, then it goes like, unlikes, I don't think the emojis are going through, or that's a new style where you type out what your emoji should look like.
I don't know. That's new to me. And
then my friend Mike has recently got me on Fortnite. And he used to so everyone, have you guys heard me? Okay, I know Chris knows it, but Illuminati, did you ever hear the hate I got using a phrase called gutter mutants to talk about the Morlocks?
It makes me
apparently
laugh.
That was the most offensive thing ever. I heard Mike say something. He said, "I'm down to play Fortnite with you, but I'm gonna send you some V-Bucks because I don't want to play with a no skin." Which I guess is like, that felt more offensive to me than anything else.
I never heard the whatever gutter mutants or whatever.
We were playing that game I came up with, like real or fake X-Men, where I have to guess who the fake X-Men is because I know nothing about them. And one of them was like slime needle or something. And like, I was like, well, that sounds like who are the gutter mutants again? What are they called again? And everyone was like, oh my gosh, you're not allowed to call Morlocks that anymore. Like that was I got canceled, and they never let it. They never let me live it down. Yeah. I'm just trying to have your back. There we go. Yeah, Fortnite is crazy because I didn't realize that like everything is licensed in it now. So you're like, someone on your team's Omni-Man, the other person's like Harley Quinn, and then it's like, yeah, it's wild. And because I'm so new, I don't have no skin is nowhere near as bad as gutter mutant. What a hater.
I know last time I played Fortnite, which was, I don't know, maybe 3 months ago, it was there was like a game mode called Squid Game, which I think followed the show. And you're playing Squid Game, but there's Invincible like doing the doggy in the corner. Then you have like Marshmallow playing a guitar in the other corner. I'm like, what is this game?
It is so wild. It's just like corporate crossover IP, the synergy game, but like I've been having fun.
It doesn't have to make sense. Just bring it in there. Get the clicks, get the plays, get the downloads.
I'm trying to get Omnidog to play for a stream because I think that would be fun just to see him try to play Fortnite. So I sent him a picture of me as Black Cat and then 2 different Harley Quinns all dancing, being like, they want to play with you. And he was like, I'm downloading that game right now.
And you got to have one of them do the Carlton,
I don't have the Carlton dance. I just got the, what did I get? Oh, I got the Humble Dance from Kendrick Lamar. That was worth $5, right? No, it wasn't. Speaking of things that were worth money, does anyone have any hauls to show off?
Kind of, yeah.
Heck yeah, kind of's better than no.
Yes, kind of. Go with kind of. Kind of will turn into something very quickly.
Okay, so I stopped at a local comic book shop. This one was a new one. So first thing I picked up is the impending blindness of Billy Scott.
Okay.
I could just tell that was from Bunk's Sweet Potato Girl, right?
Yeah, Zoe Thorogood. Which is the main reason I want to read it. I want to read all of her works. So that's also the reason I got this, which is Life is Strange, Forget Me Not. Nice. I think this is written by her, but art by Claudia Leonardi, I believe. Yes. And then Daniel Warren Johnson, probably I think a lot of people's favorite creator right now. I have all of his work in my library minus the Ghost Fleet. So I picked that up.
I've never even heard of that.
Haven't read it, and I haven't heard of it either. So I'm going to check it out.
Tyler bringing the indie picks today.
I love it.
Yeah, here's another one. Local Man. I heard this is incredible. This is by Tony Fleeks, I think, does art on it.
Nice.
No, written and drawn by Tim Seeley and Tony Fleeks, which I think that's the creative team from Stray Dogs and Feral, which I really, really liked.
We got 2 people saying they loved Local Man.
I heard it's really.
Alex
really
hasn't
good.
finished it though, you know.
Well, let's finish it together, Alex.
It's because he likes Cyclops,
Yeah.
and Cyclops.
Alex finished together, and then my good friend Sci-Far popping in.
That sounded bad. And I finally getting to Ultra Mega, Volume 1.
Can we say that he said he kind of had a haul, and he's like 6 books? Oh, okay, that next one's gonna trigger me because mine. I don't even know if mine's ever coming.
It's not.
I have an extra copy.
Really? Heck yeah. Well,
for some reason I got 2.
Because I think it's listed as out of stock on both distributors right now. So I don't know if mine's coming in.
Okay, well, if you need one, just hit me up. I got an extra one.
You have one to leave in the box and one to play with.
No, I just accidentally got 2. I don't know why. I even looked on the receipt and there wasn't one, but I was like, well, I guess a giveaway or something. So I held on to it.
There you go. It's a win.
Maybe incriminating, but
we're gonna get a comment from some comic shop saying, "Yeah, we sold them 1 copy, and he just kept grabbing more copies of it as he left it." I had a similar thing happen on accident. We were at a cabin one time in Mammoth, and I bought one of those fire starter logs, you know, like the ones that like help start a fire faster. So I buy one. I'm like, "Can I buy one?" And he goes, "Sure." And then I grab the box and leave, and I get to my car. My friends are like, "Why did you grab the display box?" And I go, "What?" Like, you're only supposed to grab one of the fire logs. And I was like, "Well, I don't want to go back in. It was heavy." So we just
Alex is asking, should I change my picture to Havoc? I guess that would be more fitting.
Only if Havoc looks as like in his thoughts, in his feels, as that Cyclops does.
It's got to be when he's around Madeline, when he's in his feels.
I don't know who Madeline is, but I trust you.
Madeline Pryor, the
Chris,
Goblin Queen.
Do you have any Disney souvenirs that you bought on your vacation or anything fun to show off?
Yeah, I've got a few. I've got a few small things. You know, we got some pins, Wolverine, some Daredevil. I was really surprised about seeing a Daredevil pin. So I was like, yes. So
I had the same feeling with the mask and the Daredevil shirt I bought at Disney a couple weeks ago. Like, they finally have merch for that guy.
Yeah. And then, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy, and then one of my favorite all-time animated movies, Sword in the Stone. So
nice.
Do you are you the guy that takes his kids to Disney World and they're like, "Dad, let's go on a ride," and you're like, "I'm pin trading, leave me alone"?
No, I don't pin trade. I grab them and don't share.
There we go.
And we got Daredevil by Nascenti.
Ooh.
And then now I can give away my complete collections of this run. Nice. Black Panther by Reginald Hudlin. So I've got all the complete collections. Now I can give those away or sell them or just do whatever.
I don't own that run.
Well, would you like them?
Maybe. I'm sure there's someone that's more deserving of them. I feel like I get enough.
Is Jake going to get 2 free comics out of this stream?
Well, those will be 3 books. Those will be 3 small trades, complete collections.
Wow.
So
you'd make out like a bandit. That's 4 total books.
I think it should go to someone more deserving. I feel like I get plenty. Mike saying that Sword in the Stone pin is awesome, and our friend Beyond Comics. He's got one of my favorite profile pics on YouTube. Look at that. Darkseid chomping on the carrot.
You got to do it. What about you?
I got a little haul. One of them isn't mine, but I'll show them off together. Somehow I got 2. I checked the receipt and I only ordered one, so maybe I'm incriminating myself. But thanks, love. I gotta say that I feel like the DM cover doesn't look nowhere near as cool as the standard cover.
That's what I've been saying. Plus, it's the introduction to Typhoid Mary, so.
I know that the book is out of stock at both distributors right now, but we do have a couple copies left of the DM cover. So I take back what I said, and you know what? The DM cover is rad because getting the DM cover versus not getting it is dope. But speaking of a DM cover that I did like, I got my first Doctor Strange omnibus.
Oh, you got the nice cover too.
I did. Now that I placed the orders, I no longer get the bad covers. So the other day, Omnidog, I was messing with him. I was like, we were sending him some stuff, and I was like, I'm not going to send you the ladies covers of Battle World. I'm going to send you the Sausage Fest cover. And then the next one's another one. I don't know why, but I got 2 copies, but they're different sizes. So Born Again, the Gallery Edition, and Born Again, the Premiere Edition.
I don't think you have something. We all some of us have another edition of that coming in.
Yes. Last night, I got one last book and I'll tell the story.
Yeah.
I got my first Black Panther book.
Nice.
So I'm excited. These premiere editions are really nice.
How's the quality of the paper?
Better. You didn't. Oh, you're at Disney World. I'd watch my video. I dive really deep into it, but I think it's better than the compact comics. So to me, the compact comics are going after the manga audience, trying to get them into comics that way. So it's the most cost effective. It's similar to that Tonkabon size, maybe a little bit bigger. But there's literally,
I think
there's literally no extras. You open up the book and it's like Watchmen, and then you go to the extras and it's like just ads for other books. These ones, the paper quality is definitely nicer. It's still matte, so the colors don't pop too much, but there's not like bleed through or anything. And the main thing is, you get like a table of contents. You get like a rich forward in both of them, and you get full extras. So like title pages, scripts, all that kind of stuff. So to me, I don't think they're actually competing against each other. I think these, if you look at the ones that are coming out, they're geared more towards the casual MCU fans, or maybe you played Marvel Rivals. Like this is a gateway into comics, while the other one I think is trying to take on the manga audience, But for $5 more, bigger size, better quality paper, and extras and a forward, if you're into that, at least it's not $5 more and you're getting nothing extra.
Are those the same trim size between the compact and that Marvel edition?
I'll show you that right now. All I'm seeing is that none of my friends watch my videos.
Yeah,
you said why I didn't watch yours. That was the way I made choices. Some videos I watched, not all of them, but I'm just kidding.
Some. I know there's no way any of us could watch all of each other's content. So let me get a standard size trade paperback.
Mike, wait till next week when the artist edition of Born Again comes in. He may
So we'll just do Premiere to Compact first.
Yeah.
It's about 15% more page, I think was the math that I did.
It's not too bad. That's not too much of a difference.
And if you look at the paper quality, this is Watchmen.
Mm-hmm.
Super bland color. I do think that there is a increase in the color quality in the premieres, but
when you're calling it a premiere, I would hope something would be premiere worthy of the label. So
yeah. But yeah, so that was my haul.
So CFAR, Modern Reader, which is better introduction to Black Panther, Reggie Hudland or Ta-Nehisi Coates? It's Reggie Hudland. Like Coates is by trade a novelist, and so he will play the long game. Amazing run. I love Ta-Nehisi Coates' run, but if you want to get started, all out at that point, Reggie Hudland, go with that. But you can't go wrong with either.
I definitely need to read it more. I guess I just never knew where to start, but where's like the top 10 Black Panther run video that I can just watch and buy all 10 of them, I need that in my life.
Oh, he did watch that one, and never gonna get a compact or premiere comic. Absolute version is my jam.
So all I gotta say is I love absolute editions, but look at how big my hand looks next to a compact comic. It makes me feel so much better about myself.
And on that note,
On that note, we're gonna jump. Wait, no, we go to the stage.
Oh, we got to go to the stage.
It was supposed to have the PowerPoint ready. I'm still learning the stage modes. I don't know how they work.
Obviously, I don't either.
Okay, so these are the new releases for March 18th, which I'm excited for. There's some good ones this week. The last week was bad for the wallet, and this week is also a lot of fun ones. Up first, Dark Knights of Steel All Winter. This looks like a Chris and Tyler book. Talk to me about this.
So this is a spin-off series from Dark Knights of Steel, and it's following this world's Deathstroke. And it's really interesting that they play with color a lot in this.
Yeah. This is like mostly black and white with like splashes of red or something like that, right?
Yeah, and there's moments when it finally the revelation that does happen, you understand then why color is there and who they're going after. So it's a good spinoff.
And I want to give a shout out to Sci-Far for his awesome super chat. Love the show, guys. Thank you. And Falling Apart saying hello, boys, and Bat Kato saying All Winter is so good.
Jake, have you read Dark Knights of Steel?
I haven't. Was there a deluxe edition of them yet, or just standard size hardcovers?
Deluxe got announced, I think.
Yep, it's been solicited and it's there for pre-order.
That'll probably be what I read. I thought it was great. I love medieval stuff, and the fact that it'd be like somewhat familiar, like, you know, I kind of know do the characters, are they kind of like themselves, or do they just look like each other, or do they have familiar tropes?
They're pretty similar, aside from one character that's pretty drastically changed.
Oh, why does that sell it to me even more?
And it's fun, you know. Tom Taylor wrote it, and the art
he writes great stuff,
and the art is outstanding, and it's just cool to see because there was an Elseworld way back when I was collecting that kind of did this in a similar way, putting them in medieval times. But I like the long form story of 12 issues building it, and this world is continuing on. So, I mean, it's Tom Taylor and world building. I mean, we saw what he did with Injustice. We've seen what he's done with different properties. So this was an easy day one for me when it came out, and never disappointed.
So if I were to read it in the Jake way, I'd read All Winter first, and then I'd go back and read the original run, right? That's the way to.
The interesting thing is I think All Winter actually happens during the main run, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Like it came out after the run was finished, but there's a couple of things that happened that are during what's been going on.
Nice. Okay. So, well, color me intrigued. I guess for me, I've kind of gotten away from standard side hardcovers just because digitally I think it's the same equivalent to me. But buying deluxe is when it feels like, you know, So I've tried to get better about that. So, and then, you know, but you got to vote with your dollar, you know?
Yep.
I'm excited for this one. We waited so long for the Metal Omnibus, you know, and like,
and then they did an absolute first, and then we got the Omnibus. That was so frustrating.
It's always hard when someone goes, should I buy the Absolute or the Omnibus? And it's like, they're just two completely different things, you know, like, but this run was very special to me because this was like my first, if you consider it a crisis experience, this was my first crisis in single issues, you know? So to me, like, this was very nostalgic for me. I remember like he tweeted out that photo of the reading order, and I was like, should I custom bind them? But I'm glad I didn't. And then the wait between Dark Knights Metal and Death Metal was like nothing in comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't at all.
But
is this essentially going to be the omnibus? Just
from what I heard, it's the exact same thing.
Yep, just in a trade form.
Cool.
And that is so rad for people that are balling on a budget or just getting started. You know what I mean? To be able to read, and it like, because I feel like usually they do compendium first as like a tester of does this sell, and then they do the Omni. But that's rad that someone can get because some people don't like Omnis. You know, some people really don't like them. and they should still be able to read an awesome story in the format of their choosing. So I'm all about options.
Well, that's cool
It's
too
gonna be
because
thick. It's gonna be a very thick compendium.
and there's something you pointed out. I want to say when we first got those initial releases, Jake, when you said that DC's kind of just taking care of everybody. Like this
Yeah.
shows that they don't care if it's already out in, this format or that format. They're gonna reprint it again in another format to make those consumers happy too. So that's pretty
That's
awesome.
awesome. It's great to see them on fire, which is a tease for our other section. And yeah, this is definitely this includes like the setup stuff, and then you'll get the full story. You'll see a bunch of different other versions of Evil Batman. So it's so like Mike, for instance, is a newer fan. He's been reading comics for about 2 months now. But like it's cool because like he knows those characters from like Fortnite, for instance, because Batman Who Laughs is in So it's awesome how all that synergy is working together, and this is great for new readers.
Yep.
So
And it's like you said, it's where Batman Who Laughs was introduced.
Yep.
I will say though, I didn't pick this up even though I love compendiums because I'm trying to be better. We're trying to move, and I want less books to move.
Well, you already have it.
Has that ever stopped me before?
Nope.
No, but I would say that to your point, you're moving away from trades. And soft covers. So
I think I have over 10, which means I could still bust out a top 10 DC compendium editions. I could do top 9 DC compendiums that are spelled correctly. I feel like that'd be a good. All I'll say is, I feel like DC compendiums are a lot better built than other brands' compendiums, but I feel like other brands have gotten better. But DC builds their compendiums great. So
I'll have to defer to both of you since I've never purchased one.
Oh, dude, they're such a good starter, though. I know you're way more. I feel like you're past the compendium stage, but for me,
I have compendiums. I just never have gotten a DC compendium.
Oh, that makes sense. My first compendium was when I first started buying comics. I wanted to read Sweet Tooth before the Netflix show came out, and I looked up the prices of the deluxe editions. I was like, that's how much they cost, and I need 4 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, how we grow and change, right? And shouts out, this guy's calling us the Brotherhood of Evil Minties. And then after the Justice League Dark Rebirth Omnibus read Justice League by Scott Snyder, which a little tease for that. We got us another volume of that. So this is great. I'm pumped for this. And now this is the one I almost texted Chris, but it would have been like 2 a.m. when I texted him. So I was like, I'll tell him in the morning.
You did. You still did. You did.
So JP was like, hey man, it was like 5 o'clock on Friday for me. And I was like, I'm going to go to have dinner with my mom and sister. She's come visiting from out of state. And JP goes, hey man, will you do me a favor? We got that massive restock and the massive shipment of new releases. Will you update the inventory on all of them and make all the labels? And I'm like, dude, why didn't you ask me like earlier in the day when I was working? And he goes, all I'm going to say is like, you get to pick who gets what first. And I'm like, done, I'll do them all. So this is my most hyped up book for the year as a pure collected edition format. And I baited Jordan into getting it. I baited Chris into getting it, which wasn't that hard.
No, it was. I waited a bit. You guys jumped on it earlier than I did. I waited a bit. And
I made our label, so they should ship out today. Made Chris's label wrong, which I fixed, but
it's all right. I forgive you. You giving me a birthday week gift, so I appreciate it.
And artist editions are technically in color.
I've never even touched one, so I have no clue about this format.
So kind of what makes them special is they hunt down and collect the actual original art pages. So your artist edition size is going to be exactly the size they drew the art at. And they collect as many of the original pages as they can and scan them in color. So while it looks black and white, you might see like a red thing crossed out with pen, or you might see like an editor note on the side or something, or like a little piece of tape or something. And for a lot of like artists that maybe weren't as big, they've had to sell off some of their artist edition, some of their original art pages. So you might get like an artifact edition like Watchmen, which has some pages, but not all of it. When you have an artist like Mazzucchelli, his year 1 and this have every single page. So you can read it from start to finish.
Yeah, most of them don't. Most of it's just a straight art book. But this, and what makes this really cool, and it's very much like the year one edition, not necessarily size, but I love kind of the way you got the transparency to kind of see the different stages of a certain like splash page or a cover. That was really when Jake also baited me into getting the year one Batman by Mazzucchelli and Miller. That's what really sold me on it. And I like some art books. There's some art books I do have, but for mainly the big selling point is that I could also still read in a massive format, Born Again.
Yeah, I'll send you guys that picture again of when I was trying to read year one on the couch, and it's like bigger than me.
Yeah, I remember that one.
So this one's not that size. It'll be the same size as like the Frank Miller Daredevil artist edition. But yeah, I'm pumped. Taylor's pumped about this. I've been kind of on an artist edition kick lately. And to answer this question, I'll let Chris answer this one. Was Born Again the title before the show, or was it after the show title and they placed Born Again in the title to the comic?
Born Again was always the title of the arc by Miller.
This is like the most definitive Daredevil story. In the words of Tom King during my interview, this is the definitive Marvel story. Like what they are able to do is at 6 issues, and 6 issues is insane. Like,
yeah. I mean, if the Netflix show season 3 mostly takes from this run now, when the current season 4, we'll call it season 4, but the current Daredevil Born Again that's going on right now with 3 episodes in, check out Marvel Alliance for our breakdowns, cheap plug. Then that is a title that they're basically using for a bunch of different reasons, bringing back Daredevil proper into the MCU, Born Again with Matt. We'll just leave it. Matt is having a crisis of conscience when it comes to his alter ego. So it's meaning a whole lot of things. It does not take much, if I haven't seen it yet, take from Born Again in a way. Yeah. A lot of homages, but it's mainly going to be taking from the Charles Soule and Zdarsky runs.
Dude, that video of Zdarsky watching the trailer and then going to the front door because the doorbell rings and he comes back with an envelope full of cash.
You're welcome. Falling apart. Always happy to help. Don't be afraid to ever ask questions.
Yeah. I know they sometimes I always hate when it's like you have like a copy of Watchmen and it's like now a major motion TV show, on the book. Like,
the show was so good. The show was so good.
It was good. And that's why when people were like, I don't know how I feel about Green Lantern, I'm like, it's the same creator as Watchmen. It's going to be amazing. So I feel good about that. Yeah. Born Again is basically all about them trying to systematically destroy Daredevil's life, and Daredevil's basically just goes through the fire and has to rise again or born again. And it is awesome. It has an amazing moment with the Avengers. It has Tom King was telling me about how his favorite Captain America panel is in this one, where the military guys are like, we always love how loyal you are to America. And Cap's looks over at the flag and goes, I'm loyal to nothing except the dream. And it's so good, dude.
Epic.
So I don't want politics in my comics. Stop it. I want more punchy, fighty.
Yeah, this is awesome, and I cannot wait. And I will be doing a video on it, but also comparing it to all the different formats and what makes it special. So that's why I got the gallery edition, the premiere, and I mean, there's more format. There's a paperback version of this that's smaller. I didn't get that, so it's not every format.
This has to be the most reprinted Marvel story ever. It's in every format, I guarantee.
And this is a reprint of the original. I don't know how long has this been.
Yeah, Taylor, if you're here, how long has this? Because I know they've been doing. I would assume they're reprinting more artist editions because Scott left and joined Skybound. That might be why we're getting more artist edition reprints. But for instance, the Marvel covers that I showed off last week was out of print for 10 years. So, okay, it says it was released in 2012. It soon became the best-selling artist edition of all time. In 2013, it got the Eisner Award for Best Archival Project, as well as the Harvey Award. It soon sold out and has been the single most requested book for IDW to reissue. So since 2013, over another 10 years. That's crazy.
That's awesome.
And our good friend Matt, I showed up at the right time. This book looks great.
Yeah.
52 Omnibus tagline, as good as any TV show.
IDW has done an amazing job with the artist editions of pretty much everything. I mean, I'm not that much into them. I know people like Bunk and Taylor are definitely into artist editions. You're dabbling more into it, Jake, but
I'm just fronting. I'm not like they are, you know.
But I can appreciate like the whole idea of just having it because again, I know Bunk's big into getting actual art at that point, pages.
Yeah.
Some people are very much into this. To your point, you said it when we picked up year one. This is the closest we will get to owning original art, and that's really cool.
Because I will never go down that rabbit hole that Bunk's gone down.
I was going to ask that. How's it work with Marvel and IDW? Because I just noticed the IDW at the top right.
It's a licensing agreement. So
that sounds right.
Because if you think about it too, Dark Horse puts out a lot of the kids Star Wars stuff, but Disney owns licenses. They license that stuff out to them, and they actually have, the people who own the license can control exactly. They have creative, like, say so in the sense of, okay, this is what we're looking at. Do you give a thumbs up, thumbs down? Like they still, they're not just giving it away without controlling the IP.
I almost wish we could just tag Taylor in to ask him questions about this, but do IDW own artist editions, or does Scott own the rights to artist editions? Because I know that he's continuing his version. If they continue, I don't think they'll be the same, because Taylor calls him the Indiana Jones of comic books, because he's literally like, he uncovers original art pages that we thought had been lost to time and puts them out for everybody to enjoy. So it's just very special, because how many thousands of dollars would an original page of art from Board Again be? I couldn't even imagine, bro. Yeah. But let's keep it moving because we got a lot to cover. DC's finest team-ups chased to the end of time.
Who will win? Who will lose? Worlds will die.
Is this the one where he throws a pie in his face when they're running, or is that different?
Taylor gave your answer.
So Taylor says Scott Dunbier owns the title artist editions. He's licensed it out to IDW for these reprints and any possible future editions that they do.
That is so cool. I never knew that. That is really cool that he owns that kind of creation. Very awesome.
Killing Joke artist edition was published by Graffiti Designs. That one was a gorgeous looking book. If you guys saw that one, it was the Killing Joke and other something by Brian Boland was just giant, dude. I kind of fell off the finest editions. I'm going to be collecting the Batman ones primarily. There's that new one that got announced today. I just feel like there's so many of these, and I don't even I could never collect all of them.
It's just a different format for people who don't like hardbounds, omnibuses, deluxe editions. This is something that they can dabble into and start at the beginning, when epics were a thing.
Tyler, do you own any of them?
No. I do want to get into epic collections for like some of the early stuff for Marvel, and I guess these for the early stuff for DC, but I'm admittedly a modern reader, and that's just what it is.
Yeah. And I'm a modern reader, there's no shame in it. This isn't modern, but I love the Doom Patrol, so I did order this one. I've heard of the Silver Age Omnis. The two best are Green Lantern and Doom Patrol, like the two that were most that you might still enjoy as a modern reader. So I just feel like something about the Doom Patrol lends itself to like a retro futurism. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If we're talking ages, like me being a modern reader, I could read Golden Age before I could read Silver Age. Silver Age to me is like borderline unreadable. I just can't do it.
I gonna be honest, I couldn't get past 2-3 issues of Silver Age Superman.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
That's now a book not for you.
Yes, that is not. But I feel like I want to give Silver Age another shot, and I couldn't think of anything better or weirder than the Doom Patrol. So
it screams, Silver Age. It is a pure Silver Age book. So
and if Taylor wasn't at work, he'd be on here right now talking about how good this is.
He may have turned off the stream after we said we can't read Golden and Silver Age. That's his jam.
I know. That and his clay pot comics, like I like to tease him about. Oh, he says best Silver Age runs are Doom Patrol, Flash, Adam Strange, and Legion of Superheroes.
That
And
all
then
fits.
be careful what you wish for, Jake. Look, if I can't get through this book, then I am done from DC Silver Age. I can do Marvel Silver Age because at least the characters still seem like themselves, you know. But like Silver Age Superman, I feel like Superman was flying around and like putting whoopee cushions under people. Like it was so like, I mean, I don't think that really happens, but like it's basically like that, you know, more or less. I don't think Chris will be picking this up.
No, I'm comfortable with what Doom Patrol I do have, and this is not it. That's not my tempo. Not bad.
I love that. I'm comfortable in my collection of Doom Patrol.
Yes, I'm comfortable.
I want to be there. I'm so insecure in my collection of Doom Patrol. I think I have the Morrison and I have the Gerard Wade. So I'm slacking.
Yeah, they only have
one more than me.
3 oversized books, right?
Yeah, there's the Rachel, is it Pollock?
Yes.
Pollock, yeah.
Okay. I guess 4 if you count Doom Patrol Silver Age.
Well, even the Gerard Way one, it's not. It's missing the Milk Wars.
Oh, it is.
Mm-hmm. It's not. It's you have to buy a separate trade for that. Stupid.
Jeez.
Oh, there's another one. Is there a Byrne omnibus? Because I don't have that.
Oh yeah, Byrne. Good old John Byrne.
You know, maybe I am comfortable in my Doom Patrol collection.
Silver Age, Bronze Age, Morrison, Pollock, Byrne, and the Deluxe of Way. You should have said the Deluxe Way.
The Deluxe Way. Doom Treasury Edition. So I actually don't really know what Treasury editions are.
I showed you this last time.
That's like the soft cover, like big oversized, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, like that Peach Momoko one I had?
I did the comparison with I think God Loves Man Kills and Treasury edition of Mark Waid's Treasury edition.
You're right. I remember that now.
Yeah.
Are we excited for this? This looks like, isn't this the book? Oh no, you were holding a different book. But
I was.
Yeah. Is this good?
I like the story. It was really cool. It was a good Doom story. Sanford Green is always a quality writer, and it's with Hickman too. Yeah. It was great.
This is somewhat recent, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this came out. This was last year.
Oh yeah.
Single issue, but great. Very longer, no extended amount of pages, but really cool. I like that they added 2 more things with Fantastic Four 583 and then Runaways #1.
Cool. Not me surprised that Taylor's a millennial. I thought he was Gen X. I don't know. I'm more focused on that. Yeah. Is anyone getting this, or are we passing?
I'm passing on that.
Nope, not. No, I was good with what I read, and I have it, so I don't need the Treasury.
I'm comfortable in my Doom collection. I don't even care about this. This is like a role-playing game.
Yes, it is. It's a role-playing game. The Spider-Verse expansion of the Marvel Multiverse role-playing game. All the spiders.
I don't know.
Jake, you get I'll send you 2 of any book if you can name 5 characters on there.
Oh,
okay, let's try it.
Him. He can
Let me do it.
Out.
Miles Morales. And then I know she's just Gwen Stacy Spider-Man, but everyone calls her Spider-Gwen, but that's not her actual name. Then that's Jessica Drew, aka Spider-Woman, with no relation to Spider-Man. Spider-Man Peter Parker, the one they never let have a happy life and get married. Spider-Man Noir. And then, oh gosh, what's Spider-Man 2099?
Which one did you say? The Spider-Man that?
I guess they're all the Spider-Man that never going to be happy. And then
I was about to say, I want to know the one you pointed out as that. I want to know.
Then Spider-Pig, and then Spider-Punk. Robbie, was it Robbie? Is that his name? And then that's the Spider-Man in India, right? I don't know his actual name, but he's the one that's like, don't call it chai tea because chai means tea.
You got all this from the movie.
Oh yeah, I don't know any of these characters from the comics. I can't name one arc that they were in.
Well, there's a clue to an arc that they're in at the bottom of that book.
Spider-Verse. Oh, expansion.
Nice.
Expansion. No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Wait, I could have just read the description for the names, bro. Who is from
Jake,
which panel? Which Spidey are you? Okay, yeah, let's play that. Which? Oh, I'm gonna be Spider-Ham, aren't I?
No.
Miguel.
I don't think that's okay to say. I think you're Spider-Man Noir, Chris.
I am not. I appreciate Spider-Man Noir, but I'm Spider-Man 2099 all the way.
You could voice Spider-Man Noir.
I see. It's the way Nick Cage did it was so well thought out in how it was. So I am looking forward to. Well, Amazon's not even calling it Spider-Man Noir. They're just calling it Noir or Spider Noir. They're not even calling Spider-Man Noir. I have issues with that.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what law or like contract or whatever, you know. I'm Uncle Ben.
Sony screwing up the universe as usual.
That's so sad.
That is sad. That was dark.
You should be. Didn't you win the giveaway during our interview? Aren't you getting an absolute edition of Mr. Miracle? You should be pumped. Let's move on. I'm not playing this. Scalped Volume 2.
Yeah.
It's on the way.
Am I allowed to like this? I don't know if it's aged well or not because I've never read it. Is this aged well?
Did you read Volume 1?
I flipped through the pictures for my overview.
Oh, okay.
There was a lot of sex, and I was I was like, gonna have to cut that out. Gonna have to cut that. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to cut that out. Wait, let me go back to it. That was my overview, pretty much.
A lot of people. I mean, again, knowing that this is Jason Aaron's first stuff with DC Vertigo at that point. You know, it's an impressive that he put this together. I really enjoyed the story. It's very dark, very, very gritty. And as he said, not for the faint of heart.
This one said, Chris, I also have an issue with Spider-Man Noir Amazon because he is playing Ben Reilly apparently and not Peter, but I'll still check it out. I do like Nick Cage.
Might want to check I need to know your source on the Ben Reilly thing. That's news to me.
Every time I get excited about something, I'm like, oh my God, this person's going to be them. Chris is like, not accurate. And I'm like, oh. I don't even allow myself to get excited by anything anymore. Yes, I'm on issue 11 of Mr. Miracle. It's awesome so far, buddy. Thank you thank you for watching, man. I hope that book brightens your day.
I'm seeing the source on it. A lot of things can happen in 8 months, but we'll see.
Okay, so it's not an instant deny. We're still.
I see who the source is, and I was like, the record is over 60%, 67%, so I'd call them a B-list scooper. So there's a chance.
I don't even know that world, man. I just trust Chris when he tells me something. I guess like the internet doesn't allow me to get excited about things anymore, you know. But
that's all right. It could be a lot worse. It could be, Zeb Wells controlling Ben Reilly and what he did to my poor boy. So
oh no,
it could be worse.
Well, on that note, Sonic the Hedgehog, the IDW collection, Volume 5. I was thinking this is where I'd jump in.
What? Didn't know this existed.
Like Tyler, you're jumping into the title with this volume, or
Volume 5. I heard is when it. Well, I heard like the rest is just world building.
Do you even need to read it? Because that synopsis was huge. Trying to get it in a readable format.
I don't care. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not. I'll watch the Sonic movies because I love Ben. Oh my God, what's the voice actor? The dude from Parks and Rec.
Which one?
The voice of Sonic.
Voice of Sonic.
Ben Schwartz. Ben Schwartz.
There we go. Yeah.
I love Ben Schwartz. I'll watch him in anything. We got a super chat that goes to Chris specifically. How does Scalped have a happy ending?
It depends on how you define a happy ending. It's not in the sense of everyone's holding hands and singing Kumbaya.
Every dollar more you super chat, his answer will get more specific. So it's
no, I'm not doing that. No,
I'm just kidding.
No, I'm not ruining.
I don't even like this character looking at me. Is that a duck? What is that? Like,
Is it a
Moving
rabbit?
on.
I don't know.
Here we go. This one's fun. Ultimate Fantastic Four. I heard this is good stuff. And we got 3 titles. I thought there was 3 covers. Is there only 2?
No, that's later. Later, you get 3 covers.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Sorry. I like this cover better. There, I said it.
I like that one.
You like this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would, if I were getting this, I'd choose the standard. I like, and I believe this is, I believe that's Jay Lee. I like his art in some things. This is not one of them. He's not the main artist inside.
Yeah.
But I loved his work with Dark Tower. That was outstanding stuff. So not my tempo.
We'll go back. I think the most important thing that you missed, the most groundbreaking book, was Sonic the Hedgehog IDW Collection Volume 5. I didn't want you to go in to next week not being prepared emotionally.
Falling apart. It depends what you consider more graphic. So,
you guys are being so vague. Some people in Scalped did get a happy ending in a way.
Yes, that's what I said. In a way, I said depends on what you should consider.
It looked like through flipping through Volume 1, a lot of people got a lot of happy endings, if you know what I mean. But I've never read this, but I'm pumped for it. I don't have a lot of Fantastic Four, but this is like, do we get the maker in this? Is this where he comes from?
He comes from Ultimate Fantastic Four, but not from this volume.
Yeah, not from this volume.
Okay. But this is this is his origin, right? And he becomes.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Got it. Okay.
Why are you not getting this, Chris? You have the oversized hardcovers or something?
No, this was when the Ultimate Lines was coming out. I tried out Ultimate Fantastic Four, and this is I collected up until they introduced the Marvel Zombies universe, but it never. Even then, it just wasn't. It just didn't hit as compared to Spider-Man, X-Men. Those are my 2. This wasn't for me. So I'm glad it's coming out for those that do like it. I'm glad that it's not going to be a hole in a lot of people's collections. So
yeah, definitely the golden age of collected editions. Like how many Ultimate titles we have in omnibus format now. Like that is just so crazy to think about.
I saw a video on YouTube. I didn't click on it, but I added it to my watch later. It said Ultimate Daredevil, the Forgotten Hero. Was Ultimate Daredevil terrible? I didn't even know there was an Ultimate Daredevil run.
I remember vaguely Ultimate Daredevil and Elektra title, but to not be vague, he does not have a happy ending in Ultimate Universe.
Oh no.
Falling apart. I knew what you meant. I was just in the sense of you have it in both. I mean, they're both graphic in the sense of Scalp's graphic, Punisher's graphic. You know, they're both. You're probably going to get more of the nudity in Scalped than in Punisher.
In the Punisher by what was the Punisher?
Jason Aaron.
Yeah, that one was like, oh my god! Like,
interestingly enough, also written by Jason Aaron, like you said.
Yeah, bro. Like Jordan did that overview, and I think I cut it down to 2 minutes because like half the book was Kingpin getting Shawshanked, and it was just.
I remember watching that overview. It was like Jordan showing the cover, and then it was like the back of the book.
I know, bro.
It's all we can show. I'm sorry.
Oh, bro, that one was that one. It was just the entire time. It was can't show that page. Can't show that page.
Nope.
Yeah, there's a specific fight scene in that book that is, I mean, it makes me queasy. It's very
and
very
you like
rough.
Crossed, right? So you're a sick, depraved person.
Yeah. Well, Crossed actually isn't too bad until I want to say like volume 3. Then we get really, really rough and just nauseating after that.
I don't think that's for me. Ultimate Spider-Man Epic Collection Learning Curve. They should just reprint this book in every format to the end of time. I feel
the
like
beginning of the run. So if you've never read any Ultimate Spider-Man at that point, this is where you start.
And I did start with this arc when I read Ultimate Spider-Man.
That's when you didn't know any better. That's when you weren't Jake. That's when you were boring Jake. Now you're awesome Jake, and you just read Volume 5 of Sonic the Hedgehog by
I
IDW.
treat reading like jazz. I'm like, I just grab a book and I go, I'm gonna start halfway through and upside down,
What does that have to do with jazz?
like it's freeform.
No, I've got to have issues with you and your opinions of
I
jazz.
live on my own tempo. I don't know. Okay.
I would even add to what Chris said and say Ultimate Spider-Man's like one of the best places just to start Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Period. Just in general.
I would even say start comics in general.
I would agree with that. Yep.
Yeah.
So this is, I know nothing about it, but the book looked cool, so I ordered the DM cover. Talking about this, Chris, this is something that you like, right?
Yes, I ordered the standard edition because I love that kind of style of the cover. But this was a one shot put out last year. Jason Aaron wrote this in the homages to, even spoke to Don Rosa, because he considers Scrooge one of the best characters ever created. And yet, no, Don Rosa didn't create it. We know that, but Carl Barks and everything like that. It is a very cool tale, bringing multiverse saga and connecting all this different, making it timey-wimey at that point. But it was such a fun story. Such a really cool delivery, and I love that we're getting it in a gallery edition. So yes, this was a day one order for me when it came live. I am going with the standard edition. This is my book of the week. Sorry to jump to the end, but this is my book of the week.
I'm pumped for you. Are we going to get the Frank Miller variant cover and the extras?
That's a trap, and I'm not falling for it.
Okay. Tyler, he's not saying anything about this. Are you a big Uncle Scrooge and the Infinity Dime guy?
No Duck Comics or Mickey Comics for me. No.
Okay. And Web of Spider-Man. Apparently, I know nothing about this other than I was talking to Omnidog, and he goes, "Look, man, I don't really like it, but I'll overview Web of Spider-Man if you want me to. But that book sucks." And I was like, "Dude, ask for books you want to overview."
Did he
Like,
say
I
that?
want to see.
Those were his words.
Yeah, he goes, it was that and Fatal Attractions. He goes, they're both terrible, but I'll overview them if you want me to. I was like, Jess, I want to send you books that you want to overview. Like,
why does he not like Web of Spider-Man?
I don't, but dude, this book has like 90 pre-orders for each cover or something. So to me, I thought this was supposed to be amazing because everybody's pumped about it.
It's a big gap.
It's all for one story. Let's be honest, though.
When that one story is, because I know nothing about this.
Raven's Last Hunt.
Last Hunt. Oh, it says in the description.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is probably the first DM that's going to sell out is going to be that cover.
Yep.
Which is
that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just an iconic.
I don't like this cover. It's giving me like JLI vibes.
It's all the supporting cast of Spidey in the web.
Okay.
They're in the web of Spider-Man.
Tyler, I will send you 2 books if you can name every character's first appearance on this cover.
Jeez, he didn't even make you do that hard. Why you gotta hurt him?
Every single character, I can see there's 2 I can't even name.
Okay, what do you think their names are? And we'll have to guess who they are.
Gutter Mutant.
I think that maybe Black Cat, now that I'm thinking about it. Her hair looks blonde, not white for me.
Is that Batman?
That's what I was going to say. And then the bottom right, Batman.
Chris, do you know who that is?
Who are we looking at now?
Batman without ears.
No, where am I looking right now? Because no, Batman is not in this. So
okay, the one
right
next to Gwen Stacy.
Okay. Where's
or left knee?
Left you. All right. Who is that? We got Lizard, and you've got probably I want to say Molten Man. Oh, you're talking about
higher up.
Higher up.
The guy right below Gwen Stacy's chin, if that's Gwen Stacy.
Could be Black Tarantula. Could be.
I'm still saying it's Batman without ears.
Black
which cover do
Yeah.
Which cover do we like best?
Zach.
That one.
And then it'd go standard, and then it'd go the other one.
That is a rad cover.
That's right. That's Oh, Shrike. Okay, yep.
Shrike. Okay. Aunt
Thank
May is a
you.
baddie.
Thank you,
Um,
Jewish dragons.
It's basically a filler book that didn't have a stable creative team.
That's true. Those are facts.
Yeah.
I mean, again,
Um,
when you have all these different, it became, the X-Men before X-Men got big at that point. How many different versions of Spider-Man we had? Web of, Spectacular, Amazing, Friendly Neighborhood.
Peter Parker.
Yeah.
So are
yeah.
any of you guys picking this up?
Nope.
I probably am, just because of Kraven's Last Hunt, and I'll probably stop there. And the only reason I'm saying that is because Volume 1 isn't on the dust jacket, so it's not going to bother me as much. But
Nice.
I really, really need Kraven's Last Hunt.
James, will you clip this so that if in a couple years from now Tyler does a review of Volume 2 of Spider-Man?
I might. You never know.
I am passing on it because I have the deluxe. I have the oversized hardcover of Kraven's Last Hunt, and so I'm good.
Lucky.
That's fair. Look at you living your best life.
I am. I've got all the Kraven's Last Hunt I need.
He's comfortable in his Kraven collection.
I'm comfortable with my Kraven. I know what people aren't Kraven though. They're not Kraven more Kraven of that Sony movie. Oof, boy.
Did anybody watch that?
I have a podcast that
James, can you link his Kraven
tax
review?
deduction of it. You can find it. Yeah, you can find it. It was an entertaining review. I'll say that.
I felt like, because I thought Madam Web was so bad it was fun. Like, it was good. And I'm glad I watched it at home at Netflix, instead of in the theaters. I feel like I would have hated that more. But, like, I don't even think Kraven looked like it'd be funny, because it just looked not my thing. But
I'll be the first person to say about that movie. People would say, "Oh, they're changing the powers of Kraven." No, they're not. They're just you're thinking of one way Kraven is, and just was bad writing. Just period, bad writing.
Yep.
Speaking of things that aren't bad writing, because I don't actually, or could be bad writing, I don't know anything about X-Men. Talk to me about Fatal Attractions. What makes this one different?
This is one of my favorite events of X-Men. Just like, you want to talk about just there is so much. This is like the Empire Strikes Back of X-Men story.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, in the sense of like the heroes lose, and they lose bad.
Yeah. I think to a large majority of people, this is kind of the golden age of like X-Men. I mean, not looking or ignoring Claremont's era, which was the actual golden age, but for this is like everybody's creme de la creme, this entire era of X-Men, and specifically Fatal Attractions. And I mean, you see so many aspects of this story paid homage to throughout pop culture, and from X-Men movies to the animated series X-Men 97. I mean, it's a very, very important story as far as like X-Men goes.
So I have the oversized hardcover. Like, basically it's the exact same book.
Yeah.
So
that looks like an omnibus to me.
It is. I mean, it is, but they didn't label it. So I've had this forever. So I will not be upgrading because it's the same exact book. So.
Yeah.
We have Alex asking a good question. I've been very close to getting Fatal Attractions, but I'm almost certain they will double dip completely in the Blue and Gold Omnibus Volume 2.
Can someone pull up what Blue and Gold actually collects? If it's just straight adjective list?
I'm sure Jake's on that.
Yeah.
I was hoping someone else would. Okay.
Oh, I can.
No, I got it. No, I was.
Thank you, James. I appreciate it. Have fun watching. If I were to get, and I know this is not the
Okay, you guys ready?
The appreciation. Hold on. I would definitely go with the poster cover with all the breaking of the glass. I thought that was just cool.
I agree.
That cover kind of stressed me out a little bit. It was a little too much. Okay, so Blue and Gold 1 has I hate Penguin's website. Okay. Collecting X-Men 1 through 16, Annual number 1, Uncanny X-Men 281 through 297, Annual 16, Ghost Rider 26 through 27, X Factor 1986, 84, sorry, X Factor 84 through 86, X Force 16 through 18, Strife Strike File number 1, and materials from X Force Annual 7, X Force Annual 1, Marvel Comics Presents 89, and X-Men Odd Men Out.
You're not. So again, there is a possibility, just like what we've discovered with the Superman the Triangle years. They're going to view at Marvel's stated that these are event books, and then there's going to be the full on run collection, and you're just gonna have to decide what you're gonna do. Is it going to be complete? It's going to make Fatal Attractions non-existent. It could, we won't know. So, I have to disagree with Chris. Fatal Attraction is the peak of bad X-Men, in my opinion. That's fine. It's not your tempo. That's okay. I still appreciate your opinion.
Yep.
Oh, he appreciates everyone's opinion but mine. Chris, I'm not subscribed to you. What's your channel?
That's my
I'm
channel.
Sure James will link it in a sec.
You can, and James will link it at that point. You can, the YouTube channel. I'm technically part of the Geek Ultimate Alliance Network, but all our live videos are on the Geek First Podcast Network. So I'm sure James will be posting it in just a second.
Our friend Gianni, who just got to interview his favorite creator for his podcast.
Oh, very cool.
So go check out Biff Bam Pow for his interview with Bendis.
Yep.
And then Prelude Omnibus made Uncanny 5 and X Factor 1 use. Here's the thing. How is it useless if you can still read it?
I went with Prelude. I already had Volume 5, but I went with Prelude because I wanted the full thing. So yes, Blue and Gold is a Volume 1. It's not a standalone.
Okay, and then here is all of his socials, which are also in the description down below, as well as Illuminati's descriptions.
It's just like anything collecting, you just gotta weigh out your options. That's all. Just look at the contents and decide what route you want to go. There's no wrong
way. Or
you
go the Jake way and you buy everything.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
And I know it doesn't say a Volume 1, but I think a lot of us are just at this point saying they will continue on with this. But yeah, I think that's the tough part. It doesn't say Volume 1, but it's one of those things. Like I think we're all expecting it. There'll be a Volume 2.
Jake's Googling right now if there's any gutter mutants in this book.
Yeah, otherwise I'm canceling my pre-order. Let's go pick out our favorite cover. Oh, it's too much going on. It hurts my brain.
I know there's a lot, but it's such a unique cover, and they've got me for that. But again, I'm not buying it, so I can just appreciate other people spending their money.
Okay, Tyler, I will give you 5 Omnis if you can name every character in that broken glass.
Goodness gracious.
I take it back. That character on the Web of Spider-Man Omni is the answer. First appears in Spectacular Spider-Man 91.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what issue people pop up into.
Well, is the character named the answer, or is that the answer to who the character is?
I think he's saying the answer is he first appears in Spectacular Spider-Man 91. And I think he's also saying we're wrong about it being Batman.
Gutter mutants are Jake's favorite to crush under his boot. I'm wearing Crocs. I don't even own boots. Do you guys have a favorite cover? Oh, no, we'll go back here. Or is anyone picking... Tyler, are you picking this up?
I am picking it up, and I'm going with the second cover. That one.
Nice.
Kirk Kapua. Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Zatanna, bring down the house.
And it is spelled wrong. I'm missing an N.
Yeah, so I apologize. I mean, here at the
However,
weekly
the
collected
description
editions,
is correct. The description is correct.
The answer is Alan Iverson.
Talking about a game. We're talking about practice.
I don't believe any of you. I always liked Zatanna when she pops up. Like she was, the only thing I've ever really read was her in the Paul Dini omnibus, Batman omnibus. But how is this run?
I love the art. The story is cool, a lot of fun. The art's outstanding.
I have not read this. Who writes this?
Mariko Tamaki.
Is she the one who's getting a new Omni? I don't
Mhm.
actually. I think I forgot those ones. She's getting a new Omni pretty soon.
Yeah,
Yep, for
Detective,
Batman.
right? Or is it
Mhm.
Batman?
I think it's
And
Batman.
then, correction, the character's name is The Answer. He was a Kingpin hitman. And then first time reading Zatanna in it, I actually love her character.
Mhm. I would, if you don't know anything about Zatanna, that's fine. You could pick this up and be completely fine. You get all that you need out of it. It's cool. It's a cool story.
Okay, and now with what time we have left, this isn't going to be everything because I was working my fastest. But let's go to the group discussion where we're talking about some of the new announcements. And then you know what? Maybe I'll even section this off into multiple smaller videos. Cha-ching that algorithm.
Multiples.
So, hey, everyone, if you're watching this video now, if I cut it into a smaller version, I'm Jake from The Brave and the Boys, and with me are two of my dear friends.
I'm Chris
I'm-
from Marvel Alliance.
Oh, okay. We messed that up.
Cut. Try it again.
Okay, I'm Jake from The Brave and the Boys, and with me are two of my friends.
I'm Chris from Marvel Alliance.
And I'm Tyler from the Illuminati YouTube channel.
Heck yeah, and we're going to talk about some of the new Penguin solicits that popped up, which most of these are already available on Organic Price Books for pre-order, because I'm a good little egg. Spider-Man Triangle Era Omnibus Volume 2, and the words of Day, I'm discouraged about collecting this now. So how do we feel about this?
The thing was that I see Richard in the chat saying, it'll make Death and Return obsolete. They're not going to collect some of the like one or two issues probably from it. Probably Green Lantern's not going to be in it at that point. It's anything that's not going to be technically the Triangle years. So I'm still getting this because there are orphaned issues that I don't have that I would like, and they had me for that. So shame on me. I'm okay. There are a lot worse habits to spend money on.
My gosh, I just looked over it, and my wife and Jordan and his girlfriend are in a text thread with like 60 messages trying to decide what we're going to eat later today. No one's like just stepping up and being the leader. Shouts out to My Southern Trucker. I pre-ordered that Tom King run so quick. And remember, if you do want to pre-order, you can save $2 with code BraveBoys or 5% on 4 more books, or you can use Illuminati's code or Chris's code. We're all friends here. We all love each other. I love when I see someone do one order with one person's code and then their next order is another person's code. You got to spread the love, it's all free love here. So yeah, I want to get every Superman Omni, but I also feel weird, like if I don't need it, but
yeah, I'm probably double dipping, but I just love Superman. He's my favorite DC character, so I got to do it.
Yeah. Moving on from that, JLA Earth 2 Deluxe Edition. I've never read this, but Grant Morrison and Quietly together, I feel like I love all their work together.
Yeah.
So I'm hooked. And you got you have The Answer with ears on the cover, so you can't go wrong there. Wait, that joke's not going to play if someone's watching the shortened version of this, but oh well, who cares? Moving, that's a little Easter egg for Eagle Eye. Chris, is this good? I feel like you'd be the one to have read this.
Yeah, I've read it. I have it. I didn't get the Morrison Omni for JLA because I had the deluxe editions of Morrison's run, which I think is a little more complete than the Omni. But this was included in one of the volumes of it, so it's good story, bringing in the characters of Earth 2, which is the Crime Syndicate, the mirror version of the JLA.
Yeah.
If I have the JLA Omnibus, do I still need this?
No, no, you don't.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's in it.
Then I am canceling my pre-order. Be right back.
Yeah. I love this story. I think this is, to me at least, is the peak of the JLA omnibus. At least I love this story. It's so awesome. And Frank Quitely, I'm a huge fan of his. I know he's very divisive, but I think this is some incredible work and paneling and everything like that from him as a creator.
We got Taylor saying, get rid of your Death of Omnibus and get Triangle Years, and Captain Underpants wanting to know if you're getting rid of your Death of Superman.
I am not. Sorry.
Yeah, me either, bro. You could have 2 books. You're allowed. There's no rule that says you have to choose one or the other.
That's probably my favorite character centric event of all time. And it was my first collected edition I ever read was a trade paperback of Death in Return. So I can't ever touch that on me.
Is it going to be your first Absolute edition? Imagine the fold out pages in Absolute.
I mean, my Omni has the fold out pages too. So I mean, I'm not against it, but I don't know. I wanted to do all Superman absolutes if I was going to do absolutes, but now I feel like he's getting like 57 of them when he only had like 3 at the time. So now I'm kind of retracting my statement.
And this is I'm gonna send a picture of this to OmniDog. I've been watching Jess so much. I'm not really used to hosts being caught up with the chat. I didn't realize it was possible. I think it's because like I don't know. I try to keep some momentum going because we don't have 4 hours to stream. Like, you know, I saw him do a stream last week where he's just making coffee on the stream. Like,
he takes what they want.
He takes you on a leisurely stroll and it's like he's hypnotic, you know. We try to keep a little bit of momentum on here.
And doesn't he typically have Psycho Cleveland in there? So it's just like 47 comments just from him.
And it's all his like sports betting.
Yeah.
This one I'm stoked for because on my Jeff Johns video I did not too long ago, everyone was like, you got to do Hawkman. I'm like, it's been out of print the entire time I've been collecting stuff. And I heard that the first printing had a bad binding issues or a bad spine or something. So I never really went out for the out of print issues.
Yeah. That was all DC omnibuses back then. All of them sucked.
I would say he wants to know what a good Hawk Tua run is, or Hawk Girl run. Sorry. She was in Scott Snyder's Justice League, right? I feel like that's pretty fun. Mm-hmm. Which is getting an Omni. So you know what? I gotta sell my deluxe editions. We'll talk. And honestly, it was so funny because like Bat Kato was just telling me, he's like, they're gonna reprint Hawkman with Hawk Girl being in the Superman movie, and I'm like, dude, that's not the character in the movie though. Why would they reprint Hawkman? And like 2 days later, they announced this. So Bat Kato got to hit me with an "I told you so."
That's okay.
Yeah, I think we're all stoked that this is getting reprinted. Have any of you guys read this before or own it?
I have. I've read it. I won't be picking it up, but it's a good story.
Chris, we're supposed to sell the books. Like, you got to be like, this book's amazing.
I didn't say don't buy it. I said I enjoyed it. I'm not a Hawkman collector, but I thought, you know, typical Jeff Johns does a good story.
Where's it rank as far as like a hierarchy of Jeff Johns works? Like, where are we ranking it?
I'd say high mid tier.
Would you say top 10 or top 20?
I'd say top 20. That's my opinion.
Okay. Moving on. Fine. This is something we don't often see. We don't often see Flash Volume 2s. So
I see a few
just recently got one.
Collection.
Yes, we did.
In my collection. I see 2 different ones actually in my collection.
I'm going to be unbelievably triggered if they make this match with all the other Flash omnibuses that have come out recently, but it doesn't match with Volume 1. Could you imagine them doing that?
That'd be great. Richard, I would say Hawkman is one of the most confusing. I'd say the most confusing is Donna Troy.
And this, for me, was my first Flash run in single issues. So I think I have all boxes at my parents' house of all the single issues, minus the crossovers with Batman, because I sold those when I sold my Tom King Batman run. But yeah, no, I'm excited for this. I don't think it was, I mean, I haven't read enough Flash to call it groundbreaking, but for me, it was fun as a new reader. So
yeah.
And it felt accessible. I never felt lost.
Yeah, I think if you're looking for critically acclaimed, I think Mark Waid and Jeff Johns will always take that cake. But I mean, it was fun for what it was. I don't think it's not going to be in the top 3 or top 5, in my opinion, at least.
Look, if I'm making a video of every DC character member of the Justice League's best run, I am going to include it because it's the only Flash run that I've read. But you know what? It won't always
Yeah.
be the only Flash. I gotta
You
read
gotta
more
change
Flash.
that.
You got plenty of time. You got a long life ahead of you of reading Flash.
Should I start with William Mesner Loeb?
That's a good place to start. You can just read it all the way through.
Okay.
Chronologically, yeah, but I think Mark Waid and Jeff Johns are like the important ones to get under your belt.
Yep.
Yeah. Then we got this one. This is the bane of my existence. This is the only Batman omnibus I don't own. Modern,
I do.
like we're not maybe post crisis or whatever.
This is just like an anthology, right?
Yeah, it's like different anthologies of like. Do I have the? No, I don't have the thing. Yeah, it's black and white, and they're like, it's an anthology.
Yeah, there were like single issues in the sense of like different, your best writers, best artists would team up and give a story. Like there was one with Bruce Timm. There was stories and Jim Lee, and there it's a really cool just idea of you just like little vignettes. So
it kind of reminds me of Superman Red and Blue.
Yes, very much. And that you got this was kind of the beginning. They were ahead of their time in the sense of, but they came out with 4 different soft covers for this trades.
Wow. So definitely collected
and a box set.
Compendium, they did a omnibus box set, trades.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord.
Yeah. And I'm hoping that omnibus gets reprinted someday, but I'd actually, I'll get it someday. Wonder Woman by John Byrne. I've never really heard people talk about this run. I don't know anything about it. I would always say that I would not trust any of these page counts, even these prices, what they say they collect. All of these were like just added and they always get updated. And I would just say, whenever there's a slight update, Dom of X will do a video and break it all down in the best detail possible.
If you want the most up to date of what it collects, go to comic book releases.
Yep. I'm just trying to own more Wonder Woman. I think I have one Wonder Woman omnibus and that's it. So I need to own more.
Yeah, I don't even know where this falls chronologically run wise. Like, is this before the Phil Jimenez stuff, or
Alex saying it's a day one buy?
I haven't read any. I mean, it's John Byrne, so I feel like it's a must, but I've not read any of this.
Okay. Has anyone read Batman by Tom King?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. The second I put this up for pre-order on OPB, I stopped what I was doing and placed my order so I could be the first person to pre-order their copy.
And then I beat you to it. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't even done it. I didn't know you put it up there yet.
Yeah. I think we have a little description of it. So again, don't take all this with a grain of salt. We don't know what it will change or what it won't. But as of right now, I'm glad they're collecting the Flash issues for the Button crossover. I'm going to guess that Nightwing stuff and Detective Comics stuff is Night of the Monster Men, which I would like them to do the crossovers for that. And we even get the Batman Elmer Fudd special #1, which might mean you don't need to pick up the deluxe edition of that coming out in a couple weeks.
When money is saved.
Yeah. I mean, not like I'll say I'm going to buy both, but
Yeah.
And I'll ask the stupid question. What's up with the cover? I guess it's getting an original cover, and that's just stand-in.
Yeah. So I remember I never really thought it'd be this big of a deal, but Mr. Miracle's placeholder cover was drastically different than its actual release. Placeholder covers usually like when they're working on the cover, and they're doing something unique with it. I mean, you look at like even this week, how long did we have that placeholder cover of Green Arrow? And then for the last second, they updated it to a completely different cover. So everyone's saying worst cover ever. I would bet you, I don't know, a copy of Batman by Tom King Omnibus Volume 1 that this is not the actual cover.
Yeah, because we sold it with, like you said, Green Arrow, and then Green Lantern, Green Arrow, that changed. Mm-hmm. Death Metal, remember that Was it the DM variant changed? So DC does it a lot.
Now the real question is, did Tom King know when I showed him how many people wanted it and he just didn't say anything? Or did I make it happen?
I think he knew.
Yeah.
You don't think I made it happen? You don't think this is my omnibus? You're right.
No, it's not.
We can say that.
It's Reddit's omnibus.
He probably thought it was the funniest thing that it was like a week away from the announcement and like he couldn't say anything. He even shared my video that I edited, the short about like me showing him. Like maybe he didn't know. I don't think he knew he was the #1 most wanted collected edition. That was a genuine surprise to him, I think. But he knew the omnibus was coming and he didn't say anything.
Yeah, I think it's a hint that when you ask him, I mean, he just starts looking down and is like,
yeah,
wow, that's so humbling. So
yeah. This would have a lot of double dip with the Batman Tom King. It would because it's the same run. It's just different formats. Price tag also could be a placeholder. I know someone just got super upset on YouTube being like, that's $150 for 30 issues. Again, they just want people to start being able. They want to test the waters and see how many pre-orders come out before they make anything official. So, but it is available for pre-order right now. And then this is one of people's most requested, right?
Yeah.
Why can't I pre-order right now, Jake?
It's because I help my wife with the dishes.
I
will do it as soon as you know what? I'll do it while I'm just kidding. If you run the PowerPoint, I'll do it while we're on the stream. I thought I did do it, but I skipped this one on accident. I'll add it up.
Yeah, it's because you hate Jess. That's why.
Yeah. I hate Gail Simone. I'll say it. I'm just
there we go. Now he's canceled. Everyone.
I'm trying to antagonize her because I feel like my following on Blue Sky would explode if I had Twitter beef or Blue Sky beef with Gail Simone.
No one wants to have Twitter beef with Gail. Gail's a national treasure.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this run, but I'll buy any Gail Simone omnibus that comes out after how much I loved Secret Six and how much I loved Wonder Woman.
This is my definitive Birds of Prey run. It begins and ends with her run.
Are you going to get this, or are you comfortable with your Birds of Prey collection?
I don't have any Birds of Prey, so I will be getting this.
So he's deeply insecure about his Birds of Prey.
Not comfortable. I need it.
And then The Spectre by John Ostrander and Tom Mandrake.
I love that Spectre's getting all this love lately. This is the second omnibus for it, and a volume 1 of this too. So
again, as you can see, there's literally not even a description for this one. So all of these things are like super new. But I also like whenever I see an omnibus that's not 150,
I'm sure they'll do Chuck Dixon's run, Alex.
The Spectre only has what, 2 omnibuses, or is it 1?
I think just one so far, which is getting reprinted later this year.
Yeah.
Because I want that one a lot. Has anyone read this, or Chris, have you read this?
Nope.
I saw Jess in a stream showing a picture of his phone with this on the cover of his phone. So I think he was talking about it.
So he won't be reviewing this, is what you're saying.
We got a little tinfoil hat on. All these Spectre now. Oh, that was a good joke, Chris. I didn't even. Yeah, because he only gets the books he doesn't like. All these Spectre announcements, I think Gunn is hinting at something. Dixon's Birds of Prey will be a compendium for sure.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Spectre fan. I mean, I think the only books I've ever read was like Hal's tenure as Spectre, and that's it. And I don't even know, who wrote that or where that was because that was so long ago. But that's the only Spectre I have under my belt. So probably skipping this.
And that's you got it. You can't get everything,
Nope.
Yeah.
And then this one, and I'd be stoked if this is the actual cover because that was one of my favorite arcs.
The volume 1 is just coming out in a month or two, so we might be getting both of these in a year.
So, yeah, I'm pumped. I thought this run was a lot of fun. It felt like a modern interpretation of the Justice League Unlimited cartoon that I loved. like you had Hot Girl and Jon Stewart on it, so it just felt like, yeah. But Alex, you don't like anything.
He likes Cyclops.
He does.
Even
Yeah,
though he's wrong.
I'm stoked for this. I'm excited to get rid of my deluxe editions and move on with my life, you know?
Yeah, I think I've championed this run for like such a long time. Like I thought this was so awesome. Nobody talked about it. And this storyline that you're referencing just specifically, I mean, it's has art by Jorge Jimenez and has probably the best Superman scene and panel in
Is that the
all
three
of
generational scene?
Yeah, and it's to the point I have that panel tattooed on my body that is like,
Oh my, can you send me that picture afterwards?
That's
If it's
awesome.
appropriate place. I want to see that.
it's on my thigh. I mean, it's right here, but
Look, you guys have seen more of my body in that group chat. So
but yeah, so this is a must buy, and I tell a lot of people this is a must read as far as Justice League goes. I think this is such a phenomenal and slept on run. So good.
for the algorithm, can you make your review? I love this Justice League run so much I tattooed it on my body. I feel like that would get the clicks, bro.
Yeah, I go for it.
And then the thumbnail picture will help you make it. It'll be you at a tattoo shop holding the omnibus and like you're looking all scared you're about to get a tattoo. I feel like we could pump those clicks, bro.
Yeah.
And at least with volume 1, we're finally getting that No Justice collected in oversize.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
They took out the Batman Who Laughs 1 through 7 in the first one, added it to this one. As you guys know, I bought like 7 copies of that book, so I'm excited to finally get rid of that one.
Jake sent me one of them.
Did I?
Yes, you did. I'm looking at it.
Dang, I've hooked you up, man. Looks like I am getting that Black Panther run. And then there we go. Batman. I don't think we're gonna carry this one. The only one I read was the Tom King and Mitch one, and I loved it. I haven't read any more of this Batman the Brave and the Bold run, but these were anthology series. And then Batman 66 Compendium, they just reprinted that omnibus. I've been waiting for Justice League 2 so long, I still have Death Metal sealed. That is commitment. Batman 66, a lot of fun, and I feel like it'll do well in the compendium format. Alex Segura, I got to do an interview of, and he loves to write people with colored fedoras.
I absolutely really like this series right now. It's a lot. I'm always a fan of the Question, but I'm a fan of Montoya as Question, and it's a cool new status for her and what she's doing in the Watchtower.
And then Batman Year 100.
Yeah.
What's going on with that cover?
That's Paul Pope.
That's his art?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
It is definitely not for everyone, but it's a reprint, as they said, 2025 edition of the this is a paperback, so I've got the deluxe version of this.
And recommended by Chris, or
it's not for everyone. As you see in the chat, not a lot of people.
Well, I mean, I feel like at least in the words of Taylor, at least we feel something from this art, you know. Some art is so perfect that you feel nothing. At least this is getting an emotional reaction.
Here's the thing. It's being reprinted. It's bringing it back at that point. So there's definitely been a demand at some point. But like we said, you don't have to buy it, and that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, the argument on that would be it's just Batman. They'll reprint, Batman sitting on a toilet if they have to.
Yeah.
I'd read an issue or two in digital format first before you venture down that.
That's fair.
And then Batgirl Stephanie Brown, written by Grant Morrison. That's dope. I don't have much to say about this one. Does anyone else?
Nope.
Green Lantern, we'll skip that. Again, I don't think we'll sell this. I might put this one. I'll put this one up, even though it's under what we typically sell. I've never read Year 3, but hey, it'll go good next to my other year deluxe editions.
It is collected in, I believe, Cape Crusader Volume 2, which is out of print.
And Black Lightning, the standard. Don't know anything about this run. DC Finest Justice League. I think we're running to the end of time, so let's go quickly. This one's worth talking about, right?
Yes, it is.
This is the pre-crisis stuff, right?
Yes, first time ever any collection that this is ever. So this would come before year one, Finest. So I'm excited for this having this finally come out in any sort of collection. So definitely, if you've never read pre-crisis Batman in any kind of format, as it heads towards the modern age, yeah, this is good stuff.
Are you going to pick this up? Because I know you weren't collecting Finest, but is this because it's never been collected? Does this tickle you?
I'll probably be tempted to pick it up.
And House of Mystery, the Bronze Age. I feel like horror is the one genre I'm okay with vintage or older comics for, because it just feels like I love the old Universal monster movies. I know Taylor.
What's Taylor flipping his lid on? Is it the
Paul
Batman
Pope
100?
rules. People don't like this run. Oh my gosh, people!
Is
he's
it
already.
Is it the Paul Pope? Is it Batman 100? He's referring.
I think
to?
it's Paul Pope. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I like it. I own it. Don't let me.
And then I think this is the last noteworthy one. Scooby Apocalypse. I loved all the Warner Brothers.
Not on my bingo card. That was right.
I want all that stuff collected. How good was Flintstones? That one was awesome.
That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed a lot of the commentary in modern day equivalents they threw in there. That I quite enjoyed that.
Yeah, not on my bingo card either, but I've never read this. I've only listened to Comic Storian's Hulu read of this, and it was phenomenal. I loved it. It's right up my alley, so I want to pick it up and actually read it in hand.
Nice.
And then lastly, Arkham Asylum, Living Hell. We got so many more. These are our last two. And we got to go because Jordan's here. Arkham Asylum, Living Hell. Smash or pass, Chris?
I've never read it, so I can't say one way or another, but it's Dan Slott, so it's from 2003.
Okay. Lastly, Batman White Knight presents Generation Joker and Harley Quinn, the Deluxe Edition. Smash or pass?
Smash, because I've got everything else in deluxe format from this run.
And
so
is this the last portion? So we should get an Omni next?
No, he's got World's Finest coming out.
Of course,
that's the conclusion. That's the conclusion of his trilogy.
Okay.
Or no, that would be not trilogy. It would be the fourth book in the series. So yeah, so that's at least supposedly his.
Everyone, where can they find? Oh yeah, what was our pick of the week? Yours was. I know we gotta hurry. What was your pick of the week?
Mine was Scrooge.
And what was your pick of the week, Illuminati, for the new releases?
I'm gonna do a curveball. Scooby Doo.
What was your pick of the week for the new releases
for
the new releases that are coming out next week?
For me?
Yeah, what was of the new releases coming out next week? Did you have a favorite? Was it Fatal Attractions?
I'll go with Fatal Attractions or Fantastic Four. Both of those.
Okay, mine of course is Born Again, and then lastly, pick of the new ones. Mine's obviously Tom King Batman. Do you guys have a pick of the new ones?
I would say, looking at my list of. I'll go with because it wasn't featured there, but I was kind of glad it was in your list. Superman Action Comics by Dan Jurgens.
Nice. I'll get to that one as well. I didn't have everything in my list. And then Tyler, your favorite one of the new announcements?
Justice League by Tinian, but I'm gonna go with Scooby Doo instead because I'm really pumped to finally read that.
Dude, I remember reading that. That was when I first started reading comics. It's so rad. Guys, where can they find you?
Luminardi _ on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I'm more active on YouTube, doing everything comic book material.
Awesome. And Chris, where can they find you?
You can find me on all the socials at Chris Balga, and you can catch me every Thursday, except for this week, but we did have an episode on Marvel Alliance, so you can find that at the Geekverse Podcast YouTube channel every Thursday night, 9-10 Eastern Standard Time, or if you just want the audio version, just look up on any of your podcatchers of choice, Marvel Alliance.
And all of their things are linked in the description down below. And just a reminder, for all of these weekly releases and new ones, you can get them at Organic Price Books, which is also linked down below. We want to thank them for sponsoring this show. Everyone keep reading and stay That was a jam.